Hello and welcome to the best football show. I'm your host, Brian Baldinger. Baldy's Breakdowns right here. You can get all of your Christmas gifts at baldysbreakdowns.com. Thank you very much. You can find the best football show by downloading a free Odyssey app, following us, liking us, subscribing to us, commenting. We welcome all of that. We're here every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Yesterday, Tuesday, we always have Tuesday takeaways, Wisdom Wednesdays. And then we start looking ahead Thursday. But yesterday, a lot of us were all busy. We couldn't do Tuesday's takeaway. So I kind of want to do it today. And so I'm going to combine both programs today. So my Tuesday's takeaways, after watching, there was 14 games last week. I've watched 13 of them. One game, I won't say what it is. I still plan on getting to it. It's just been busy doing a lot of other things. But let's get to it, because I was in Baltimore last week. And it really, what happened in that game, it was really Aaron Rodgers against Lamar Jackson. Lamar, I thought Aaron outplayed Lamar. And I thought that was the big difference in the game. Now, you could argue the touchdown from Lamar into the end zone to Isaiah Likely is a touchdown. I thought it was. Passed my eye test for a touchdown. It got overruled. I heard from the league about it. It didn't meet all the criteria, 3 steps, football move, all that stuff. Regardless, I don't like to get ticky-tacky with calls. I like to say, like, that's a catch, that's a touchdown. I trust my eyes. But anyways, we saw great quarterback duels last week. We saw Aaron and Lamar. By the way, that was the one game in NFL history where combined the most amount of league MVPs. Aaron with 4, Lamar with 2. First time we've ever had a game that featured 6 MVPs going at it at any position. But then there was Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. There was Jordan Love and Caleb in that great game at Lambeau. And then on Monday night, we saw Justin Herbert and Jalen Hurts duel it out. And I just want to I've watched all the games. I thought Aaron honestly played his best game as a Steeler. It wasn't even close. He threw for almost 300 yards. He got the touchdowns. I thought he took care of the football. But from the very first play of the game, he took a shot down the field to DK Metcalf, and he connected on it. It was a great throw. It was against Marlon Humphrey, and DK gave himself enough real estate. Aaron dropped it over the outside shoulder, 52 yards. The Ravens are on the scoreboard. But he hit DK on 2 deep shots. One was on a scramble drill. He hit Calvin Austin on a deep shot. I thought Pittsburgh you could tell if it's the first play of the game, you could tell that that's a big part of the game plan is we're going to take our shots and we're going to flip field position. We're going to put ourselves in a position to score. And they did. And I didn't think Lamar did that very well to his receivers. Now, things happened. Lamar just has not been – the last month, it has not been great football for Lamar. Obviously, they've lost a few in a row now, 2 in a row. But he doesn't look like what easily could have been the MVP of the league a year ago. Now, is that the injuries? He doesn't look like he's running with a limp. It doesn't look like he's favoring a leg. He is just not making the splash Lamar Jackson plays that we're used to seeing. He's just not doing it. Now, is the offensive line very good? No, they're not great. Is the defense taking the ball away and giving them short fields? No, it's not. But we're used to seeing Lamar just being the best athlete on the field. And I don't think you could say that right now over the last month. He still does some amazing things, but not with the pace, the regularity, the jaw-dropping type, athletic ability, and just touch on a deep ball, whatever it is. We just haven't seen it. Then there was Josh Allen up in the snow against Joe Burrow. And, honestly, the pick by Benford was just an unfortunate play. Joey's just trying to throw the ball over the outside linebacker's or the corner's head right there, trying to get it to his back on the outside, a little flare route. And Benford came on a corner cat and took it right out of the air. It was a great play by Benford. But on the other side, Josh Allen, 40-yard touchdown run. Like, he saw man coverage. He saw a blitz. Like, he took off 40 yards. He made he made a throw to Khalil Shakir, I believe it was Khalil, in the end zone, maybe 18 yards. Like, honestly, if he threw that ball through a car wash, I don't know if it would have gotten wet. Like, the zip on that ball as he's rolling to his right was just ridiculous. Like, Cincinnati's got 4 defenders there at the line of scrimmage in the end zone, and it just whistled right by him. It was like you got the feeling that Josh has still so much left in him. If he has to take over a game and put the entire organization on his back, he looks like he can do it. Now, Joe Burrow played really well. He did have the 2 interceptions. But, they didn't run the ball very well. So he was up to Joe to, they had the lead. Buffalo came back on him. I thought Josh kind of outdueled him. Then there was Jordan Love and Caleb up at, Lambeau Field. It was a great, great game. Great game. Chicago came down the field, tied it up. Green Bay went down the field. There was a stretch in the first half where Jordan Love threw 3 touchdown passes in a span of 12 plays. They got the turnover, they got the ball back, but still 3 touchdown passes in 12 plays. He's playing great football. And look, Caleb played really well. He gave him a chance all the way to the very end. In fact, the play that gets intercepted by Keyshawn Nixon in the end zone to end the game, they'd run almost the identical play against the Eagles on Black Friday and hit Cole Kmet on that route they weren't in 3 tight ends on, Sunday against Green Bay like they were against Philly, but they had 3 guys at the end of the line of scrimmage. And Cole went on a go route, and it was 3rd and 1. So they're trying to get the ball to DeAndre Swift just in the flat off a little rollout. And he was really well covered. I think Caleb probably stayed on that a little too long, and he's going to his left, and then he hoisted it to Kmet to go win it. I probably could have run for the first down. They would have had more time and his fresh set of downs. He took the shot, and Keyshawn Nixon, played the ball in the air really well. And then on Monday night, we saw Justin Herbert have a heroic performance against Jalen Hurts. And Justin Herbert outdueled Jalen. He didn't turn the ball over the way Jalen did. Not at that rate. Jalen had 2 turnovers on 1 play, but he had the 4 interceptions. He had the fumble. There was a drop by A.J. Brown in the middle of the field that went for an interception. There's a touchdown to A.J. It's a perfect go route throw. Perfect in the end zone to probably win the game. And Cam Hart, strips the ball out of AJ's hands, and it becomes a drop. The play at the end of the game in overtime to win it, he's throwing on the outside to Dotson, and honestly, they ran the exact same play at the end of the first half. But on the play, like they have a 2-by-2 set, okay, and Goddard's over there on a wing position with Dotson. On the other side is A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. And the Chargers just played it different at the last play of the game. The first time they ran it, the exact same play, they threw it to Dallas Goedert. He got a first down, 11 yards down to the 2-yard line at the end of the first half. But at the end of the game, they played a zone coverage. So Cam Hart is a midpoint player. He's got to play the out by Goddard underneath, and he's got to play he's got to be able to expand to the corner cut by Dotson. And I thought, look, I don't want to I'm not here to bash Jalen Hurts. Like, I have a lot of respect for him. But it's not – that was a first down throw. It was 1st and 10. He didn't need to take that shot. Like, if it was – and usually he doesn't. If there's a chance that a defender can make a play in the ball, he usually doesn't throw it. He'll run. He'll take a sack. He'll throw it away, especially on early downs. I thought maybe because he had success in the first half for the play, and the Chargers didn't play man coverage, they played a zone on the interception. Maybe he forced it there. But Justin Herbert, just a heroic performance. He had 10 carries. 7 of them were just scrambles for 60 yards. Every time he fell to the ground, you could see him trying to protect that left wrist. that was just surgically repaired. Just a gutty, heroic performance. Didn't get the ball to his wide receivers much. Eagles played great defense. They held him to 5 field goals, opening score touchdown. That was it. But that was a quarterback duel. I thought, as far as Wisdom Wednesday, defenses really stood out. Obviously, what Houston did was amazing, and what they continue to do at Kansas City, to go into Kansas City and just basically throttle them. Now, they had their drops and all that kind of stuff, and Mahomes was still heroic, but it's to the point right now. They are 7-0. The Houston Texans are 7-0 when they score 20 points or more. And teams can't score 20 on them right now. They just can't do it. They're just that good. But then you look at what Seattle did. Seattle, they just took Atlanta apart. It was 6-6 at the half, and then they jumped all over with turnovers. Devin Witherspoon probably played the best game I've seen him ever play, and he's a great player. But he got the interception. He got the fumble recovery. He got a sack. He tipped the ball that got intercepted, and they just capitalized on it and just steamrolled Atlanta in the second half. You saw Miami, who win their 4th in a row, albeit against the Jets, but they didn't give up a score. Let me say it again. They gave up a punt return for a touchdown or kickoff return for a touchdown. They didn't give up a defensive score. Like, they shut the Jets out. They're playing very good. Now, they haven't played great teams. They're going to see Pittsburgh on Monday night. We'll find out a lot more about them, but they do look much better. The front looks good. The linebackers right now, Jordan Brooks and Terrell Dotson are playing great. I feel like Minka is, a box safety right now. He's not the free safety anymore, and I feel like he's enjoying the role. Rasul Douglas been a great pickup for them. We'll see that. So, and then, So I feel like those are teams that have really played some great defense. We're going to find out a lot more about them. And Jacksonville played great defense. Trevor Lawrence had a great game, but the defense is playing really well. They're taking the ball away. You look at you look at their middle linebacker. He's got 5 interceptions right now. Middle linebackers don't get 5 interceptions, so it's a real credit to Anthony Campanile. And then I thought the young quarterbacks played really well. Obviously, J.J. McCarthy probably played his best game. This past weekend, he played great. The Vikings played their best offensive game all year. So it was encouraging to see, but he got the ball out on 3rd downs. He ran when he had to, scored a touchdown, threw for 3. He played great. I thought Shador played great, threw the 3 touchdowns, ran. Did he run for a touchdown? I can't remember. But anyway, Shador threw for almost 400 yards. Had his best day as a pro. You could say it's against Tennessee. I don't care. Jeffrey Simmons was all over him. Nothing seemed to faze him. He seems to know where to go with the ball. He's not staring receivers down. He goes through progressions. He extends plays. But then on the other side, Cam Ward played well. And Tennessee got another win. And I've been saying this all year. I think Cam Ward plays well. He's thrown to Chim DK and Ian Meyer and, to rookie tight ends. Like, it's very young. It's a young group. There's no veterans around him to really show him. He's played well. And then I thought that Tyler Shuck continues to play well. He played well the week before against Miami, lost at the very end, but he was a big part of them beating Tampa. He ran for the 2 touchdowns. Like, the guy can run. He's big. He's got a good arm. He's making good decisions. Tampa blitzed him. He handled it just fine. I thought Tyler Shuck played really, really well. So those are the young quarterbacks. But the Wisdom Wednesday, I want to get to December football. We saw some of it last week. We saw it, obviously we saw it in Cleveland. We saw it in Buffalo. We saw the snow. We saw the blizzard conditions. There's 4 games left. And everybody from Cincinnati to New England to Denver, everybody wants to get on a roll. But you got to be able to handle this weather. And as a guy that's played in conditions 26 below zero in Buffalo before, I've been out there in the elements. There's a couple things that you have to know. You've got to, and you have to factor. The kicking game gets affected. The wind, the cold, the ball travels differently. the wind, the field conditions for everybody. Losing your footing is no excuse. You've got to know what shoes to have on. Is the ground frozen? Is it mud like it was in Tampa last weekend? It wasn't rainy or cold. I mean, it wasn't cold, but it was rainy, and the field was getting torn up bad. Like December football fields usually aren't in very good shape. I played on a lot of painted fields in my day where the field was literally painted green. It was all dirt, like just painted dirt. You got to factor in the temperatures. I'm going to be in Kansas City this weekend. They say it's going to be 19 degrees. I've been in Kansas City when it's 19, and it feels like it's 5 with the wind. And you factor that if that's the case. Wind chill is going to be a factor. It limits the amount of explosive plays. Like it's just hard to gauge deep balls if it's windy outside. So that's a consideration. And then, like, I've seen games in the snow where I remember the snow game with Chip Kelly, the Eagles, when Detroit came. And to this day, Shady McCoy has the all-time record for rushing yards in a game in that conditions. It changes sometimes the way that you run the ball. Instead of just, combo blocking where guys can slip, trying to get traction and dig guys out, maybe it's angle blocking. Maybe where you just have to position a guy. You don't have to knock him off the ball. You just have to make sure he can't come through you, and you create holes that way. So sometimes it's those adjustments in conditions where it's snowing, this field's slippery, it's icy, all these kind of things. Like this is, it's one thing. Cold weather is one thing. All right. And that's a mental thing. Most guys can handle cold weather, but the wind, when it's windy outside, you can't hear. You got those 2 little ear holes, and unless you're turning your ear to whoever's talking, you can't hear it. So you might not hear things real well in the huddle or at the line of scrimmage. You got to turn your head to hear what the signal or the check or the audible is. It's I always wanted to test the field conditions early and at halftime. I always had, when you came to different fields, like on turf fields, I'd like to wear tennis shoes without cleats, but if it's slippery and icy, you might want to have to put cleats on. If you're on the grass at, this weekend in New England, that field can get slippery up there. So these are things that you have to think about. The coach has to, especially if you're a young player and you haven't been to some of these places, or maybe you're going for the first time, or maybe you're going in bad weather for the first time. Like these are things that you have to factor. Slipping, on the field and not keeping your feet underneath you is never, it's just not an excuse. Like you got to play with your feet underneath you. You got to play on your feet. And so I feel like we're going to see 5 games in Pittsburgh, Kansas City, New England, Cincinnati, Denver, all with the possibility of being, games where weather is a real factor. Just to clear something up from before, Shedeur did not rush for a touchdown. He just threw for 3. I know. He should have been on the field for the 2-point conversion to tie the game up, and he wasn't on the field. Maybe he would have run it in from the 2-yard line. I never understood the play. But that's been the best football show. We'll be back here tomorrow. We're going to have a preview Thursday, starting with the Monday night game in Tampa, and then we'll start looking ahead to some of the key matchups: Pittsburgh, Miami, New England, Buffalo, Kansas City, the Chargers, on and on and on. There's some great matchups that I know we're all looking forward to, and we'll get to those tomorrow. Thanks for joining me, everybody. This has been the best football show, and come back tomorrow. Let's talk about the games coming up.